Hi, I'm Samantha McDouglas from thebridgeteachers.com. Come look over my shoulder at a defense problem.
On this hand, our right-hand opponent opened one spade. Our left-hand opponent bid 2 diamonds, showing 4 or more diamonds and 10 or more points. When our right-hand opponent bid 3 clubs, showing 4 or more clubs, our left-hand opponent asked for aces. And when our right-hand opponent said that they had won, our left-hand opponent passed. It was our turn to lead, and the person who held our hand led the 10 of spades. Now, as declarer is thinking about the hand, taking time to assess it and come up with a plan, I want you to do so as well. I want you to look at dummy, think about what you think declarer's plan is going to be, see if there are any key decisions you might have to make, are your cards well positioned or poorly positioned, and just get a general sense of the hand. On this hand, what I want you to do is really take in the first trick. Think about what it means, remembering the auction and the cards that are played, and then we're going to go through the first 4 tricks. On trick 5, you're going to have an important decision to make, and depending on what you decide, you may again have that decision on the next trick. Let's go through those first 4 tricks, but remember, pay special attention to this first trick. Think about where all of the spades are, and as you do that, remember the auction. After winning this trick, declarer played the ace of clubs, and then the king. Our partner followed, and so did we. Declarer now led a spade. Playing the ace, we won the 6. Declarer played the king, and here we are. It is time to make our decision. And of course, what we are deciding is whether or not to trump this trick. A big part of this decision comes from what's going on in the spade suit. So what do we know about the spade suit? We know that declarer spades are all good. Part of how we know the spades are all good has to do with having a count on the spade suit, and that begins with knowing how many declarer started with. How many spades did the east hand start with? Assuming that East and West are playing 5-card majors, and that is something that you can inquire of your opponents or see on their card. If they are playing 5-card majors, when East opened one spade, it showed 5 or more spades. So East started the hand with 5. On that very first trick, where did we know the ace, the king, and the queen were? In declarer's hand. Remember, that first trick was our 10 of spades, declarer's jack of spades, and then the 7 from partner. If partner had been able to beat the jack of spades, partner would have beat the jack of spades. This means that partner was unable to play a higher spade, placing the ace, the king, and the queen in the west hand. What is the maximum number of spades that partner started with? Again, assuming that declarer had 5, the maximum number of spades that partner could have is 4. There were 2 in our hand and 2 in dummy, plus 5 in declarer's hand only leaves 4 for partner. We know that declarer had the top 4 spades, which means that all 5 of the spades in declarer's hand are good, because when we get to that last spade, partner won't have any. What do we think declarer is going to do on this trick? Discard hearts. Part of good defense is thinking about declarer's plan so you can find ways to counter it. If you know what declarer is doing because you listened to the auction, you watched how declarer played the hand, and you looked at dummy, and you thought about what you would do in those scenarios and what declarer is doing, those are the clues that tell you the plan. And once we've figured out what declarer's plan is, now it's time to figure out how to counter it. Part of this decision is knowing about the status of our trump. In other words, is the Queen of Clubs the high trump? Yes, absolutely. And when we are a defender and we have the high trump, the best thing that we can do with that trump is lead it. Because by leading it, we take two of the declarer's trump away from them, not allowing them to use them as a resource. But of course, in order to lead the Queen of Clubs, what has to happen? We have to win a trick. When we look at this hand, how are we going to get on lead? Aside from the Queen of Clubs, the only way that we could get on lead is with the Ace of Hearts. But what is declarer about to do? Get rid of all of those hearts from dummy. Which means we might not be able to win a trick with our Ace of Hearts. We might not be able to get on lead. Another consideration, of course, with our high trump is making certain that we are trumping a trick the declarer is already winning. Is that true here? Yes, the King of Spades is the high spade. In fact, all of declarer's spades are good. So declarer is absolutely winning this trick. Should we trump? Yes, 100% we should trump. When you are a defender and you hold the high trump, leading it is an incredibly effective tool. But if you can't get on lead, or if declarer is about to discard a bunch of tricks that you should be taking, you need to stop them from doing so. How do we stop declarer from playing 3 rounds of spades and getting rid of all 3 of those hearts in dummy? By trumping. We can't stop declarer from getting rid of all 3 hearts because declarer is going to play a heart on this trick no matter what we do. But we can take this trick and lead a heart. If declarer has the King of Hearts, we're probably not going to set this hand because if we trump, we're going to be on lead and declarer is playing 4th. But if we don't trump, we have no chance to set this hand. If we go back, if we just hang on to our Queen of Clubs, declarer is going to get rid of all of those hearts. And now we will never take a trick with our Ace of Hearts. And if our partner had the King of Hearts, we've cost them that trick too. Let's go back. It is normal and natural to be reluctant to trump here because leading the Queen of Clubs is probably better than trumping with the Queen of Clubs. Also, this is our last trump, and because it's the high trump, we don't need to trump with it to make it good. But we want to use our trump in the most effective way possible. And while leading it is effective, very effective, at this stage, we actually need to stop declarer from getting rid of those hearts more than we need to do anything else. We need to stop the discards and then cash hearts before all of those losers go away. And if partner has the King of Hearts, we set the hand. If declarer has the King of Hearts, we at least took 1 heart trick. Your trump is a tool like any other card in your hand. You want to use it in the most effective way possible. Leading the high trump is often a very, very effective technique. But if declarer is running a long suit and discarding all of the losers that you should be taking, it's time to trump in and take those tricks. Thank you. Bridge is a partnership game, and what better way to spend February than playing with your partner? Like and subscribe so you and your partner can share in our videos.